Welcome everybody. This is a kitchen party. So we're excited to have you here today. This is Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we're at the Vitamin Cottage Grocers. And we're talking about cultured vegetables and the health benefits of them and what you can do to stay healthy eating cultured and kefir foods. So basically, kefir foods or cultured foods just means that it has the good bacteria that's in yogurt. And these are cultured packets, or kefir packets. And you can culture your own, you can make your own yogurt, you can make your own sauerkraut, you can make your own kimchi, and the health benefits are amazing. So how many of you out there like sauerkraut? Great, awesome. Okay, I happen to be Polish, so I grew up on sauerkraut. So sauerkraut is a kefir or cultured food. And so we're going to be tasting some cultured foods today and learning how to make something called cultured vegetables. And so what that is when you culture your food, you are using and putting in all the good probiotic. So actually culturing it makes it more digestible and adds in all the strains of the different probiotics that you need for good health. A probiotic just means that, and some of you have heard these names, you've heard lactobacillus, you've heard bifidus, Saccharomyces, but there's many, many different strains of good probiotics. Some of you may have taken probiotic capsules. How many people have done that? Hey, I actually still do that every day. I think it's a health insurance policy. So when I was very ill, the doctor I worked with had me work up to 9 capsules of probiotic a day. And I was like, I'm little. I was like, that's a lot for me. And it wasn't. He was absolutely right. What he was teaching me was that the more good bacteria you have in your gut, the healthier you're going to be. Why? Because that good bacteria makes your B vitamins, helps chelate heavy metals, helps with cholesterol, helps with cancer, helps inhibit tumor formations. The benefits are, long, okay? So it's everything. It's all about your colon. It's all about the health of your colon. It also helps make acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that's in the brain. And so your brain and your gut are very much connected. So the more good bacteria you have in your gut, the healthier your brain is going to be. So if you are eating those cultured foods daily, even just a small amount, a couple of tablespoons, you are doing more for your health and getting more probiotic than you're going to get in a whole bottle of probiotic capsules. So again, I'm grateful you're here today because learning to make these vegetables for yourself is the best thing you can possibly do. So with my story, what happened was I was taking lots of supplements and I was eating organic foods and I was staying away from chemicals. I was pretty chemically sensitive. I moved from Chicago to Taos, New Mexico, to an adobe house for about 7 years. Those were my monk years. Okay, I hiked, prayed, took care of my kids, homeschooled them part-time. They were wonderful years. They were my healing years, and I needed to do that at that time. But it wasn't until probably about maybe 1999, 2000, I moved to Albuquerque in 2000, that I went and studied with Hannah Kroger. Let me show you her work. So I want to show you her book. This is called Help One Another. And Hannah Kroger was the grandmother of natural health. And when I went up to study with her, she had passed the year before. I studied with her daughter Gisela. And Gisela showed us just what I'm showing you today, how to make cultured vegetables. When I started making these and eating these myself, my health improved even more. So all those great supplements and all the great, great air quality and all the changes that I made in my life certainly were important, but not as important as eating the foods that could help benefit you. Because everything is about digestion. We either digest life or it digests us. Okay? And so there's an emotional component. So oftentimes when people even come into my office, we're starting with a physical body. And then we also need to work on the emotions and the spiritual body. And so there's a process, and it's almost sort of become like my signature system now. But this is a really wonderful place to start. The other thing with Hannah is I am going to teach her class at the end of April. So if you're interested in that, it's on your handout. And you will learn how to dowse, how to check for yourself what's going on in your body. So you'll be able to help yourself, help your family, and know what's going on and what you need to do about it. You also learn some trauma techniques, how to put your tailbone back in line, how to put your brainstem back in line. And so there are chiropractic techniques that Hannah taught us that you can learn to do yourself, and I teach this to all my clients. So I want you to know about it, because if you're out there and you're going, gosh, I really do want to be empowered to help myself. What can I do? You know, can you teach me? I've had people ask. Yes, we can do that. Okay, so that's coming up as well. All right, so for cultured vegetables, this is what we're looking at. We are looking at using root vegetables or hard vegetables. So you wouldn't want to use onions or celery or cucumber. It's too watery. It's too watery. So today we're using carrots, cabbage. If that's on the, hold on, let me make sure that's on the table. We're using cabbage, beets, carrots, and this is a yam. Okay, so yeah, you could also use turnips, you can use radishes, you can use anything that you like in your mix of cultured vegetables. The other thing we're going to use is some garlic and some ginger and some turmeric. But you can also add any spices. If you're adding things like basil or oregano, you want to just, you don't do a lot, because it actually gets very pungent when you add the yogurt culture to it. Okay? So what we're going to be doing is demonstrating the steps today. So first, obviously, you wash your vegetables and get them chopped. Then we're going to put them in a food processor, mix them all up in a large bowl, add a culture packet or two. So we're adding the culture. And there's different ways to do this. You could do it just in water, or you could add it, this is celery juice. So I'm going to add the culture packet to celery juice that I made this morning at home, and then mix that into the mix with all these vegetables. And it's going to look really beautiful because it's going to be very colorful. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put them into sterilized jars. So let me walk over here for a minute. So I sterilized the ball jars. So, and most of you maybe know how to do that, but you're boiling the jars and you're boiling the lids, okay? Because you want them sterilized. And then we're going to stuff all that mixture into the jars. And this is what I brought from home. So this is one that I made, and we have it here for you to taste. So it looks like this. Obviously, it's full. And you put them on a cookie sheet and you let them ferment for 4 to 7 days. Now you need it about 72 degrees. So if it's warm and it's summer or springtime, they'll ferment in 4 days. In the winter, it might take 7 days. And the reason you put them on a cookie sheet is because they're going to ooze out the top of the jars. And if you're doing beets, it's going to stain. Okay? So it's going to make kind of a mess. And it smells like sauerkraut in your house. It smells like you're making sauerkraut. And then after that, after the fermentation process, you put them in the fridge, and you can have those for the next 3 to 6 months. And just eating 2 to 4 tablespoons a day next to your salad, maybe with lunch and dinner, is going to help you. Okay? Is going to help your whole immune system, chelate heavy metals, cholesterol, everything. The benefits are amazing. So it is truly a superfood. So I'm grateful that you can all be here today. We're going to go through the process of doing this now, but for the purposes of the people in video land, I just wanted to explain the process of what we're doing here. And if you have questions, thank you everybody. Call us here at Albuquerque Natural Health Center, 505-797-0540. Thanks everyone. Look forward to working with you.